welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a traditional Chinese street food, the sugar stir-fried chestnut. I'm going to teach you a super simple recipe and also share with you the traditional artistry of sugar stir-fried chestnut. Check it out. Hi friends, this is Erica right here. I'm a tiny citizen currently living in America. Cooking and traveling is my passion, so I'm here to share with you my favorite Asian recipes. On top of that, I also make a video talking about food knowledge and a history background of the dish on this channel. So if that interests you, please subscribe and keep watching. Sugar stir-fried chestnut is a very popular traditional street food in Beijing and Taiwan. I remember loving this street food since I was a kid, not only because the chestnut tastes amazing, and also I love to watch a grandpa stir-frying a big wok full of rocks and chestnut and trying to figure out why these rocks make the chestnut taste so good. Today I'm going to share with you the knowledge of this traditional artistry and also teach you how to simply replicate this recipe at home with the minimum equipment. Let's go! First, let me show you what is the traditional sugar stir-fried chestnut. That's right, what you just saw is a traditional way of stir-frying chestnut in China. If this is your first time seeing a sugar stir-fried chestnut, you might have the exact same question as the little kid right here. Are those rocks? I feel you, little boy. As you can see from the name of this dish, sugar stir-fried chestnut. The traditional way of making this sugar stir-fried chestnut is that the chef will have a big wok full of rocks and chestnut in it and use the indirect heat from the rock to heat up the chestnut slowly. And during the process, the chef will also add in some sugar to stir fry with the chestnut, and that's why you can smell a sweet aroma from far, far away. There are two reasons to add in sugar to the stir-fried chestnut. First, to protect the rocks. These tiny rocks might not seem so special, but it does have some requirements. First, obviously, the rock have to have a higher heat resistance. Second, since the chestnut is heating up with the indirect heat from the rock rather from the heat, so the smaller the rock, the denser the coating of the chestnut, and the more even the chestnut are cooked. And of course, the more delicious it will be. And also, you don't want too tiny of a rock because it might be stuck with the chestnut and be eaten by the customer. Therefore, the surface of the rock have to be coated with sugar to prevent it from breaking. And the second reason why we want to add in sugar to our rock is because the melted sugar will become sticky. So the melted sugar on the rocks will stick off the fluff on the chestnut and make the chestnut look more shiny and smells better. You might be thinking, wait, Erica. So the sugar is not to sweeten up the chestnut at all? The answer is not really. The sugar they added into the wok is not enough to sweeten up the chestnut. And not to mention the chestnut have a hard shell, so even the sugar coated on the shelf, it will still not be sweet in the inside. But the melted sugar turned to caramel still will give the chestnut some special aroma, and you can smell it from far, far away. It's kind of like a free advertisement. But the sweet taste of the roasted chestnut is provided by the chestnut itself. The whole roasting process only takes around 10 minutes for the professionals, even though it looks easy, but it still takes a lot of experience to make it taste good. Because too high of the heat can keep the moisture in the nuts, but the texture will be hard. While too low of a temperature might take too long for the chestnut to cook through and it will dry out easily. As a result, you can see that the temperature and the timing control is really crucial for the stir-fried chestnut. Today I'm going to teach you how to make this roast chestnut at home with the minimum equipment and 100% success rate. But before that, since it's the first time we make chestnut on this channel, as usual, we have to take a look at the health benefit and the nutrition profile of chestnut. Chestnuts are the edible nuts of trees and shrubs that belongs to the Castanea genus. They have a delicious, mildly sweet taste and are incredibly versatile. Chestnut is not only a delicious treat, especially during the winter time, but they are also rich in nutrients that have been linked to a lot of health benefit. Chestnuts are a good source of a lot of vitamins and minerals such as copper, magnesium, vitamin B6, vitamin C, thiamine, folate, riboflavin, and potassium. They also contain a variety of antioxidants that can protect your body from free radical damage, which is linked to a numerous of chronic disease and can prevent your body from inflammation. Chestnut is high in fiber that might help you lose weight by slowing down your digestion and help you balance your blood sugar level. Not to mention that a chestnut is delicious, versatile, and easy to add into your diet. Now we know the health benefit of eating chestnut. Let me teach you how to choose, store, and clean your chestnut. Choosing a chestnut might seem hard because there's a shell protecting the actual nuts inside. Select the chestnuts that are heavy for their size with tight, shiny, and plump skin. Also avoid the nuts that have mold or rattle on the shelf as well. After bringing the chestnut home, you can store it in the refrigerator for around 3 to 4 days. Just take it out the night before you're gonna roast them. Now you have already learned all you need to know about chestnut. Let me teach you how to make this sugar roast chestnut at home. The ingredient for the sugar roast chestnut is super simple. It's just some chestnut, honey, and veggie oil. I briefly looked into my chestnut already. They all look fine, hard, and smooth, so we're good to go. First things first, let's take care of our chestnuts. Wash your chestnut well and get rid of all the fluff on the nuts. When that's done, take a look at your chestnut. You can see that there is a bottom, a tip, a flat side, and a round side. We want to slice open on the round side from the top to bottom. This is what I like to do. I like to put my chestnut on a cutting board and use a knife to poke into the center of the round side and then roll cut to the bottom and the tip. To prevent the chestnut from sliding around when I'm cutting, I like to put a rug or a paper napkin on the bottom of the chestnut. Be very careful with your knife, don't cut yourself. Again, we use the tip of the knife to poke in the center of the round side and then roll cut it to one of the bottom, flip it around, poke it in the center again, and then roll cut to the tip. Now you can see on the round side of the chestnut, there's a slice from the tip to the bottom. After we steam it, you will see the cut to open up a little bit more. This step will expose the nut to the caramel later when we roast them. And also after the roasting, it will be really easy to crack open as well. When that's all done, preheat your steamer and drop the chestnut in. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Steaming the chestnut can not only keep the moisture in the nuts, but also shorten the roasting time later. Now, when the timer's off, let the chestnut cool down a little so you won't get burned during the next step. As we mentioned earlier, the traditional sugar stir-fried chestnut use the sugar to stir-fry the chestnut for 2 reasons, but not to sweeten the chestnut. And today we're mimicking the same aroma of the chestnut, but since we're not stir-frying with rocks, we don't need to use sugar and we can replace it with the healthier option, the honey. Now the chestnut has cooled down a little, you can pour onto the baking tray and face all the cracks side up and coat it with the layer of honey as well as olive oil. The chestnut itself has a lot of sweetness in it already, so we don't need too much sugar. Just a little bit of honey will be enough. But if you have a sweeter taste, you can also sprinkle some sugar on top of the chestnut at the end. Preheat your oven to 425 Fahrenheit and roast your chestnut in there for 6 minutes. If your chestnut is a little bit bigger, you can roast it up to 8 minutes, but not longer, or else it will dry out. When the time's up, take them out and done! The traditional Chinese sugar roast chestnut is ready. You can smell the mild chestnut aroma with the sugar sweetness, though it's super hot, so be careful, don't burn yourself like me. The nuts are soft and creamy, warm and slightly sweet. I love it when it's hot, but it also tastes good cooling down. Cooked chestnuts should be eaten within a day, but if there are really too many, you can keep them in the fridge for up to 2 days and reheat it before eating. Now, while we're snacking, let's learn some Chinese. The word of the day today is 糖炒栗子, sugar stir-fried chestnut. The first character 糖 means sugar. The second character 炒, we learned it many times before, is stir-fry. And the last 2 character 栗子 is chestnut. So sugar stir-fried chestnut is 糖炒栗子. Thank you for cooking with me to the end. Let me know if you like this recipe by giving this video a thumbs up. It's only gonna take you a second, but it means a lot to me. I make a video on YouTube every Monday and Thursday, so remember to hit that bell and you'll never miss out. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe on my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!